Hello, my name is Mikhail Ishink. I am a first-year PhD student in radiology. One of the most important experiences during my first PhD year was my trip to South Korea, Seoul. Here I am with my colleagues. I was a part of Ukrainian delegation of cardiovascular doctors led by our director of our Mosov National Institute, Professor Vasily Zareshins. Here it is. We spent 2 weeks in Seoul and were invited by KOICA, the Korea International Cooperation Agency. During our visit, we joined an intensive training program focused on advanced cardiovascular care. We attended lectures in different universities, hospitals like Suncheon and Yulaji, participated in some workshops, visited modern surgical centers where we could see some operations and modern techniques or robotic system, etc. That was really impressive for me. We also had important meetings at the Embassy of Ukraine in Seoul, where we discussed future cooperation between our countries. The Korean side was surprised and impressed to learn how our institute performed more than 10,000 heart surgeries last year, even during the war. The experience gave me some new ideas and motivation. It was a powerful example how our partnership can improve medical education and patient care. Another key event for me was participation in the ECR 2025 in Vienna. Together with my colleagues, we presented our department from the Mosov National Institute in Vienna. We presented 4 poster abstracts, including my own cardiac MRI in restrictive cardiomyopathy phenotype, radiological approach. The Congress was a great opportunity to meet different radiologists from all over the world, learn about the latest trends in cardiac imaging, and share our Ukrainian experience. I was especially inspired by the focus of multiparametric cardiovascular imaging, which is important for my PhD work. Our teammate, Dr. Trihubova, also co-hosted a quiz session for young cardiologists, and it was a proud moment for all of us. Actually, this international exposure helped me grow both professionally and personally, and it also reminded me that Ukrainian radiologists are strong, creative, and ready to contribute to global medicine. Thank you.
My first year of PhD, it was really challenging because not being only a PhD student, I also should combine work in a neurology department with a different complex patient. And also I work as an emergency neurologist on an emergency department. I have a lot of night shifts. And as you can see, there are a lot of emergency occasions, strokes, neurodegenerative disorders that are deteriorated, seizures, brain trauma injury, wounded soldiers. So it's a really huge layer of work, and beside it I also try to do my best and do a lot of work in my PhD, do tasks, listen to the lectures, try to make a discussion with my teachers and my colleagues during the PhD, and also try to take my patient in my study and write some materials and papers to be published. As you can see, I was honored to present my clinical case of extrapontine and pontine myelinolysis in Helsinki. It was an European Congress of the Neurology, and it was really thrilled, but sometimes really frightening because it was in English and before a huge audience. So it was it, but it was a little bit frightening. And on the end, I would like to share with you that during my first year of PhD, I was honored to be accepted in the neurology school by European Academy of Neurology. This school will take part in Austria, and they were accepted very prominent and very motivated neurologists from all over the Europe to present their experience, clinical materials, and also discuss a lot of materials that will be present in this school, and of course it all will be in English, so I think it will be a real a huge opportunity to practice, to get more knowledge and to practice my English skills. So I think it's a short part of my first year. Thank you very much for your attention.
At the outset of my PhD studies, I anticipated certain challenges, though, to be honest, I wasn't fully aware of their extent. The first significant hurdle was a return to learning environment, particularly in subjects not directly related to my primary area of interest. Over the past 2 decades, I have participated in numerous seminars, lectures, conferences, fellowships, workshops in neurosurgery, spinal surgery, emergency medicine, and in order to benefit fully from these experiences, I had to develop effective learning strategies, and these skills have also served me well here in my PhD studies. However, this academic journey proved to be quite different and at times intellectually overwhelming. Topics such as philosophy and methodology of scientific research, microbiology, biostatistics, immunology, oncology, and even sometimes academic English presented a pretty steep learning curve. Studying these disciplines so far removed from my clinical background was at times challenging, occasionally amusing, but I have to say ultimately highly beneficial. Another significant challenge was balancing my PhD lectures, seminars, and assignments with the demanding responsibilities of my clinical practice, including shifts and surgical procedures. It is, I would say, nearly impossible to deliver a well-prepared presentation after a sleepless night in the hospital or following an operation lasting sometimes 6, sometimes 9 hours. Nevertheless, years of my clinical experience have helped me to cultivate some endurance and, I would say, multitasking abilities, which have proven really invaluable in managing these dual responsibilities. So thank you for your attention and thank you for teaching us. That's it.
Hi. Over the past year, I have been very busy and I have accomplished a lot. So I presented my work at a conference, and that was a really useful event. And for me, that was some valuable experience because that was my first time. Here during my PhD study. And now I am in process to prepare the next one presentation. So the next week I will have one more. And I am a little bit excited and nervous because there will be lots of professors and it's very responsible. So I also took part in some academic council meeting, and that was also something new for me, and that was interesting, to be honest. One of the toughest, I guess, issue was biostatistics, because that was something insane. I don't know. Of course, I handled it, and I worked very hard on my lab experiments, my lab work, yeah. And I am satisfied with the result. I have good marks, so I am proud of myself. Of course, some person helped me with this. To explain me some process, yeah, some of the methods that I should use, but everything I did by myself without cheating, and that is really very cool. The important thing also that I had some regular discussions and regular meetings with my supervisors, and we discussed some planning of my directions where I need to head to. And we discussed some like levels of my work, some steps of my work, what should I do? And of course, there were some lessons, and lectures, and I also expand my knowledge, and that is really cool. So I'm really thankful for the first year, and I hope that everything will be fine. I mean, with all my work and with all my graduating. I mean, the end of the second semester and the first year. So thank you for your attention.
Andrew Levin, short video about my first PhD year, first course. First of all, I would like to say that I didn't expect how interesting it is. It is very interesting and very difficult for me. Difficult because of lack of time, unfortunately. Interesting because of the new knowledge in the different area. Some topic very difficult for me, for example, biostatistic, because it is a lot of math there. But another, like how to work with the papers, how to work with the laboratory, modern laboratory methods, the method of the scientific investigation. It's really very interesting. I'm happy that I'm here, that I'm doing this, and I'm happy that I decided, in spite of the lack of time, to do this, to pass this course. And I hope that in the future, next year, the second year, it will be the same interesting as of today. And as I mentioned in previous video, I have already some results, publication of the paper linked with my research work, and I'm going to do additional 2 or 3 publications within next year. So let's go.